So today is Friday. My name is Kwame Owusu Danso, and like they always say, thank God is Friday. This is Good Morning Africa show, live on your number one station, Pan African Television. We all truly Kwame Owusu Danso. You know, from Monday to Thursday, it has been an amazing show, and I can bet you that today is going to be extra amazing. We're going to be talking about so many issues: Japan royalties, and Napa mackerel. So many issues, you know, but there's some concern that I want to share with you. I was here in my office, and a friend of mine who is a police officer, not really a friend of mine, but he's an ardent viewer of Pan African Television, walks into my office and then starts a conversation with me. And he told me something. And I believe that the police hierarchy must begin to do something about it. That, you know, one of the things that my father told me about, or talked to me about when he was in active service, was the fact that if you're a police officer and you want to do something for yourself, the best way to go about it, or in fact the easiest way to be able to put up a mansion, to be able to buy a car and things like that, because at the time their salaries were not good, right? But the best way they could, or the easiest way they could, you know, build a house and buy a car and make sure they took very good care of their family, was to be given an opportunity to go on these UN peacekeeping. How about I call it? UN peacekeeping, right? Okay. Now I'm told that if you are not a member of a certain cartel, because at the time it was free for all, anybody could get the opportunity to go. In fact, even at the time, it wasn't really that free for all. And I think that this issue has been lingering on for some time now. My father suffered that unfortunate, you know, situation of not being able to get the opportunity to go for these UN peacekeeping projects and things like that. Because then, you know, that when you go, you're able to make some money, you come back, you build a house and things like that. It never happened for him. But right now, what is happening is rather very devastating. And devastating in the sense that a lot of the police, young police recruits, and people who have been in active service currently for like 15 years and more, have not gotten the opportunity to go because there's a cartel. And the cartel ensures that their people get the opportunity to go. Their own people get the opportunity to go. And that's the problem. And right now, there's some agitation within the police service. So if the police hierarchy are watching, I think they must begin to have such conversations and ensure that they open up so that everybody will get the opportunity to go for this peacekeeping. I don't know how do you call it? Peacekeeping, peacekeeping operations. Yes, operations. Please. Also, the accommodation issue for all the security agencies is one that we must begin to have a conversation about. I am a barracks boy. I've lived in the barracks, well, half of my life. And so I think it is imperative, without more, to begin to engage ourselves in conversations that will enable our security agencies feel comfortable and feel confident in themselves whenever they are, you know, out there working. You have a situation where a policeman lives in a single room with his 3 children and a wife, with his fridge, his furniture, his wardrobe, his bed, and everything in that particular room. Why? Why must we begin? Well, why must we still have this issue in 2020? Not just the police officers, the military officers. They don't want to talk because they cannot talk. You know, per the rules of engagement, they cannot go on air and be talking about some of these things. We need to begin to speak for these people. You know, so fire service is even worse. In fact, customs worst, and then no, it's not immigration. So there's fire service, the police, customs, immigration. There's another. No, not the military. Okay, when I remember, I'll tell you. But it's worse. I mean, all of them put together. They don't live in, you know, serene environments. Nothing is given to them. And I think that we must, as a society, begin to have such conversations. Because if we say that the security of our nation largely rest upon the shoulders of these people, then we must necessarily let them have so much confidence. You know, confidence is not just about giving them money, or confidence is just about making sure that, you know, they have the right accoutrement to work with, right? But confidence also stems from the roots of where they live. And that is very, very crucial. It's essential to building their psyche, you know, to enable them work properly, which is why, because of how badly they live, that's why sometimes you say they take bribe. But how else do you expect them to build a house and live comfortably? And they want to give their children good education too. You understand? The good education should not only be the preserve of politicians, or it shouldn't be the preserve of the senior officers alone. You understand? The junior officers must also take their kids to good schools, so that their kids will do better and live better. That's what it is. You understand? A police officer should be so rich that when they also want to go for vacations, it is possible for them to go for vacations. It shouldn't be the preserve of only businessmen and things like that. They have to also enjoy. So, I mean, I think that this is what I wanted to share with the rest of us. It's important to begin to look at the living conditions of our security agencies in this country, where they live, how they live, and you know, and the serenity, you know, and all of that must be looked into properly. And I think that is what I want to share with you this morning. I have in the studios with me Bernard, but I've seen Honorable Ebi Fuseni as well, from the corner of my eye. He's looking. And I came late. That's one I admit. I came late because. No, I'm here, but I came late. That's a fact, because where I passed there, I've never used that route before. So yeah, I got into a huge traffic and I couldn't do anything about it.
Clarify where you passed.
No, because Adjosafu has decided not to fix my road. So when she fixes my road,
Alhaji says that don't say where I pass, because it can be misconstrued.
I see what you mean. Anyway,
How much you want to hear this?
This is coming from the youngest old man.
The youngest old man in Ghana. Anyway, so Guinea Conde says he's candidate for youth women. U.S. troops seal Kotoka Airport. Nigerians are safe in Ghana. President Akufo-Addo assures visiting Nigeria Speaker of the House of Reps. NDC demands justice for victims of electoral violence. I heard my sister crying on phone. Tardy girls witness. The 3 tardy girls, I believe. It's sad, though. But these are the issues that we're going to be touching on this morning. Let me remind you that the WhatsApp number is active: 0260846539. 0260846539. Aha, there's another issue. I'm reliably informed that some miscreants are being trained. As a matter of reality, I'm reliably informed that in the Ashanti region, we have some people who have been, you know, some miscreants who were in jail in Kumasi for having committed varied crimes, having been released now, and are being trained as vigilantes for the purposes of the 2020 elections. Let me sound this alarm or warning, if you will, to the political parties that are engaged in this, that Ghana will not bend because of somebody's selfish interest. So those of you who have decided to train miscreants, criminals, to come and cause mayhem in this country, that will not be countenanced. We will make sure that we fight. We'll make sure that our democracy is restored. You have made your money. You don't want the future generation to also come and make their money and come and live in a healthy, better environment. You want to cause mayhem because of your own parochial interest. We're not going to encourage those things. So all those people who have been released from prison for the purposes of coming to protect so-called ballot boxes must watch out. I'm reliably informed. In fact, there are videos, there are pictures to that effect. I will provide these information later to you. But the reality is that some criminals have been released from prisons and are being trained for the purposes of protecting some political party. Some political party. So that's just what I also want to put across. That we know what we know, and we've seen what we've seen. and that people must begin to think and act, you know, by packing their conscience behind their actions. You can't simply just come and misbehave and think that the democracy that has been fought for by our forebears will just be diminished as a result of somebody's parochial interest. Honorable, good morning to you. Bernard, good morning to you. Bernard, you came very early. Thank you very much. I apologize for coming late, and I apologize on behalf of Honorable Ebi Husseini as well. Okay, so let's quickly start with the African story. Ben, I want to start with you. Guinness Conde says he is candidate for youth and women. Please.
You know how old he is?
Is he like Honorable Ebi Husseini, the youngest?
He's candidate for
the youngest old one.
He's candidate for the youth.
For the youth.
And women. You know how old he is?
How old is he?
Anyway, good morning to Alhaji Ebi.
Alhaji is also the youngest old man. It's the same thing.
Alhaji, we met on Tuesday.
Yes.
On Wednesday, I left for the Upper West region. And I was back yesterday, virtually, this dawn.
The man is a strong man, so you know that.
And then
he's been chill me Chingoro a lot.
I wish that
is that the secret?
I wish that it provided the energy to enable me do what I'm doing. But sometimes you just have to run, because many people who know that I left just on Thursday last week, came to Accra, Friday, then Tuesday, I was again on my way. And many people who saw me yesterday will be wondering how I eventually landed here. But it is that the constituents are in high demand of my presence. There is also a high demand for me at the national level. As you are aware, our party is at the verge of doing our internal organizations. There have been some misunderstandings, and I have said that it is not about Bernard Mona. It is about the institutions we represent. Everybody contesting for a national position is enjoined to defend the structures of the party. When the National Executive Committee of our party, which is the second highest decision-making body after Congress, takes a decision, no individual whatsoever, your power, your wealth, should be allowed to say that the decision of the National Executive Committee of our party is torpedoed. That will amount to what we call a coup d'etat.
Oh, you mean your internal wranglings?
Can I? You should have been listening and not be fidgeting with your phone.
I was not fidgeting. I was reading the story. You saw me reading the
I didn't see that
story.
One. Oh, it's the story. So this is where we are. That NEC takes a decision. Some people say that no, I didn't attend the NEC decision meeting, so therefore I will invalidate it. Council of Elders, that is even a creation of NEC, now comes to say that we are issuing a statement. And I have said, in the NDC, for instance, when the Council of Elders were called upon to intervene in the filing fees for presidential candidates, the Council of Elders, after meeting, allowed the party to issue a statement to reflect the position that they took. The Council of Elders did not go out of their way, because they are not elected, to go and issue a statement for who to respect. In the New Patriotic Party, when similar things happened, the Council of Elders was called upon. When they came out with their decision, it was the party that issued the statement. It is only in our party that not even a consultation, but the chairman of the Council of Elders can go and sit and decide that I am the chairman of the Council of Elders without calling other members of the council and issue a statement and want the party to go by that statement. And I have said, today probably is Bernard Mona that is chairman, yeah? It is Atiko Jacob that is general secretary. It is Dr. Mama that is leader. Well, Atik, he has not formally put in anything. I've heard it and read it in news, but I cannot take that as given. You understand? So, Edward Mama is leader. Tomorrow, somebody else could be leader. And when next takes a decision, somebody will go and sit somewhere and say that I also will not support next decision. And as I told the chairman of the Council of Elders, I'm looking forward to one day becoming the chairman of the Council of Elders of my party. And I'll be making decisions based on the precedents. That when this thing happened, this was the position the Council of Elders took. And Alhaji, what for me was revealing is that I am told that when they founded a party, I was not there. And so I cannot be telling them what next is. And I laughed. When Ghana was founded, were they there? Have we been stopped from being Ghanaians? I mean, sometimes when, elders make these pronouncements, you don't want to say it, but you feel like going to shit. Seriously. Because, look, Ghana was founded. We were born into it, not so. Nobody comes to say that we're not there at the founding of Ghana. Therefore, we are not Ghanaians. And so, if you are saying that it is only those who founded the political party that must be members of the political party or must have a voice, then we are in for a big trouble. Anyway, let me come to Guinea. I was asking you a question about
the age of Condé.
The age of Condé. Condé is about 82, 83 years old. Alaji, 82, 83 years old is saying that he is a candidate for the youth. There is something wrong with African leadership. You mean there are no young men in Guinea that are interested and eager to lead their country? And today, an 82-year-old, except if he's on some aphrodisiac medications, can tell us that he's also the candidate for the women. There is something wrong with that. You came into office in 2010. Okay? Just last March, you decided to do what we call a constitutional overhaul to allow you to qualify for a third term. You did a constitutional overhaul that permits you to go for a third term. How? And so this third term bit that I have been talking about for the past 3 weeks or so, I've been talking about. You see what's happening in Guinea? Because the Africa's leadership is not willing to hold the bull by the horns. And so we are going to have this crisis moving from one country to the other. I'm saying that at the close of John Mahama's term, when Hannah Tete was the Minister for Foreign Affairs, they pushed through the 2-term limits for all ECOWAS countries. It was only the Gambia and Togo that did not sign out of the 16 member countries. So every attempt is being made to get the Gambia and Togo to also come and append to agree that there is 2-term limits. Suddenly, you have Togo saying that no, they want to go ahead with it, until recently when Ford now says that he is accepting the 2-term limits, but it must start with him again. Meaning he has 2 more terms to appear. You understand? He accepts it, but it must start with him. After serving 3 terms, he has come to say that, okay, we are going to do 2-term limits, just as his father did. Remember, his father acquiesced to the 2-term limits in 1992. Soon after that, the father decided to discard it. So he also came and used 2-term limits in Togo. Now he's saying that after serving 3 terms, which is 15 years, he is now agreeing to the 2-term limits and that it must start with him. So invariably, he will be on the throne for 25 years. There is no guarantee that after that period, he will not amend the constitution again. Because if he can amend the constitution on the grounds that I have majority, why not? We have seen what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire. And in Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, who publicly declared that he's not contesting, and brought up the prime minister as a successor to take him. The prime minister died in very mysterious circumstances. And today, he says that the people are asking him to come and contest. Which people are asking him to come and contest? And therefore, he is going for a third term. And when you talk, people say that no, they acquiesced to the 2nd-term regime in Cote d'Ivoire when he was already president. And I'm saying that Macky Sall, who ensured constitutional amendment to reduce the number of years that a president serves in Senegal from 7 years per term to 5 years, agreed that the 5 years start with him and his first term, not the other one. The term that he won, it started with him. That is how Democrats behave. Today is Alpha Conde, 82 years of age, who is engaged in constitutional gerrymandering and telling us that he is now going for a third term, but that he is the candidate for the young people and the women. I have said, if ECOWAS doesn't step up its game, as they did in the Gambia, as they did in Burkina Faso, to restore President Kafando as president of Burkina Faso, if they don't restore the president of Mali, IBK, that's Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, as president of Mali, if they don't get Alassane Ouattara to shun his bid for a third term, if they don't get Alpha Conde to stop this madness, you should not be surprised that even in Ghana, people will start advocating for third term when they have huge constitutional, democratic numbers in parliament. This situation cannot be permissible in our continent. In my view, there are many young, energetic, intelligent persons who are eager to see great transformations of our countries. And Alpha Conde cannot be one of them. Right. If from 2010 he has not transformed the country Guinea, it is not in his third term that he thinks that the country Guinea can be transformed, and that it is now that he is the candidate for the youth and for women at 82 years.
Thank you very much. 0260846539 is the WhatsApp number. Sabo just joined us. Sabo, good morning.
Morning,
I love what you are wearing on.
Thank you.
Wow, you guys have a program today?
Not really. But you know, over the weekend, I mean, we've been inaugurating our various constituency campaigns. I believe my brother also went down north to do same, and I will not be surprised if Bernard Mana has also done the same. So we are in a campaign mood, and then for that matter, you need to brand yourself with the party. It's not necessarily coming to sit on the set to talk about it, but even your movement should let people know that there is a party somewhere that is making Ghanaians move for, the best of the country.
I see. I love your goggles.
Thank you, my brother.
Fellow Ghanaians.
I'm following you.
Right, so, Honorable, let's hear from you on this subject matter, sir.
Okay, Kwame. Let me unmask. Yeah, first and foremost, let me say good morning to your good self, Comrade Ben Amona, and my brother, not the late, but the late coming Sabo. At least today I've been here earlier, far earlier than him.
Oh yeah.
And then of course
he was inaugurating constituency.
There's always an explanation.
Okay, that one cannot be misconstrued.
Yeah,
Alan, you know that cannot be misconstrued. By yours.
He's right. I think we did our inauguration. Last week I was not on Pan Africa.
Yes,
I've been back in my constituency. You know, now you have to shuttle more between the constituency and the two. So I'm sure that we are all in the.
But you won already. Why are you wasting your time?
By the grace of Allah.
Oh, you won.
You see, Kwame.
You won.
Kwame, if your head is strong, you don't put it on the road to test an articulator.
So they know the meaning of Oyomo in Accra.
By the grace of Allah,
he knows it.
You know, I told you that.
You shouldn't be complacent.
I told you that Sanaro constituency.
Let me give you a point.
Let me greet the Bleachina people of the Sanaro constituency before I forget.
Yeah.
And the record, they have set a record in this country.
Yeah.
During this recent registration. I know not of a place where in percentage terms anybody in this country has registered more than Sanaro. Sanaro moved from 43,000 to 71,000. Kwame.
Nice.
From 43,000 to 71,000. And I can tell you without any iota of hesitation. In Sanaro, we don't win less than 83% of the distance. This time our target is 95%. And I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you that many people in the Sanaro constituency, even including people supporters, who are disappointed in the hopelessly uninspiring performance of the Nana Akufo-Addo government, are going to vote for the NDC. They have seen the record level. They've now had the opportunity to compare 4 years of President Mahama and in the constituency, if you ask them, one hospital, they can't show you. If you ask them this, they can't show you. Kwame, it's a hopeless record of development in the constituency. They can't show. And so the people now are, they are now clear in their minds who is for their welfare and their well-being.
So Kwame, I'm saying you've won already.
Yeah, so Kwame, let me say good morning. And I say that
everybody knows
the banking is that what?
Joshua was going to be.
Money can be thrown in. Some now people, I've always said, some now people are Brichina people. And Brichina people of integrity can never have their conscience bought. So Kwame, back to this, for me it's very short. I've always said that the sweetness of the pudding is not in the aroma it emits. It's in the eating. You see, the Gombes say that BTR na 20 pona bonzal mpumbiane. What that means is that if they ask you, go inside and bring something. If you don't put something inside, you will come out with nothing. There must be something for you to bring. So Kwame, you must have invested your years in governance, in improving the quality of life for your people, in working for the enhancement of the prospects of a better life for your people. He says that he's been a candidate for the youth, and I had some argument with a colleague, member of parliament of mine, about the designation that we give. And I discovered that Kwame, his youth organizer, was 69 years old. You see, and it's not surprising that people of a certain age purporting to represent people of a younger age. Kwame, there are always serious question marks. I listened to Mo Ibrahim, and Mo Ibrahim was alarmed at which gerontocrats, I mean people who are 70 and above, are now rising to govern many African countries. And that's why he said it's not surprising that many of the countries are stuck where they are, because a lot of them spend their time, Kwame, even on programs. You find at international conferences and there's some of them are sleeping. Kwame, you can't cheat nature. There's a certain age when you reach, Kwame, the body, the spirit may be willing, but the body is weak.
The body tired.
Yeah, it tired. Body no be firewood.
Hey, that one they mean something else.
No, not in that sense. Where you expect it to be as strong as it is.
Even that one.
So Kwame, at a certain age, you would experience the difficulties of life.
Yeah.
You cannot experience the vibrancy that you have. And so the same as even sometimes mental faculties. Your mental faculties may not be as sharp as when you were younger. And so it is important that we in Africa begin to take our destiny serious by looking at people from the point of view of their records and point of view of their fitness for governance. Kwame, working as a president is not a small job. Very, very difficult, mentally exacting and physically challenging. So it demands some strength to be able to be on your feet. And Kwame, more importantly, to move across the length and breadth of the country to ascertain the true situation of your people. Because Kwame, you'll be getting reports that this is happening here, this is happening here. Okay? If you don't move to confirm the veracity of those statements, you'll be making wrong decisions. They tell you that this road has been consulted, this work has been done, and then you turn up one day and find out that it is just something that is on a tracker. You see a tracker and you say A, B, C, D, and you check. Even in the first day you check, about 26 projects are missing. They are ghost projects. You see? So you see it on the tracker. You need to move.
Why are you so excited?
Oh no, but this one guy.
So Kwame, you need a certain level.
I don't have problem with what he's saying. Why your excitement?
No,
making you
no.
excited.
The way he said it.
You want him to be angry.
The way he said it.
Right. You want to
Why didn't I? But I'm not.
I saw you smiling. Even you were smiling. As soon as I mentioned it, even when I mentioned the tracker, I look at it. He was smiling.
Now he said
the difference between you and Kwame is that Kwame he laughed loud. So Kwame, the point I want to make and end it is just that
Oh, you kill me.
you need a certain
The
level.
project is on
You need a certain level of fitness, you know, to discharge your duties. Because like I said, even Kwame, sometimes there are people around you who feed you, and someone knows that. There are people around you who feed you with information they want you to hear as a leader. It is only when, Kwame, you have the ability to go around and check for alternative information, verify some of the things that you are being told, that you can actually get to the bottom and pursue the interests of your people. So Kwame, I think that this and especially respecting term limits, I'm surprised that even those who were beneficiaries of that argument. Look at President Alassane Ouattara of Cote. I'm very surprised about his conduct. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what happened in the run-up to the crisis that President Gbagbo went through, and the whole international community and others got descended on him on this third term issue. You come the next day, you also want to go for 3 times.
Crazy.
So you see the mentality of some of our African leaders.
It's crazy.
You know.
But they said they are contesting. They've come back. Gbagbo and Soro.
You see, and that's what I'm saying. That you see,
they have the right to contest.
Yeah, but you know they said that they cannot contest because according to what's his name?
The court in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, so they cannot.
Now they made a ruling so that they can favor Alassane Ouattara.
Absolutely.
And there is no justification.
People have picked the forms on their behalf.
Yes. You see, if you are not careful, you are going to reignite fresh and needless conflicts. You are just generating unnecessary social strife. And so I think the African leaders must look at the welfare of the people. Kwame, Africa is the richest continent. Our people are the poorest. Every day life is getting more and more difficult for our people. And so look, those of us who are political leaders, we should be worried that look, on the day that injustice reaches its zenith, there will be social upheaval. When that social upheaval, especially of the youth, take place, Kwame, all of us are in danger. It is important that we do our work today to ensure that they will guarantee the youth of tomorrow a better future than what they have come to.
Thank you very kindly, Honorable Sabo.
Yes, Kwame.
I'm sure briefly.
Let me take the opportunity to say good morning to our cherished viewers. Good morning to my elder brother, and good morning to my chief. Panala. Yourself, your crew. Not forgetting of the wonderful people
from Dagbano.
Of the oh yes, we are from Dagbon. Exactly. But he's also the title is also from Dagbon.
No, but he's not a chief. It's not everybody.
I'm a chief of my own right. Why?
He's a prince. He's a prince.
Thank you very much.
You want me to confer on you, Chief?
Thank you. I'm a friend to the chief, so yeah.
The good people of New York, of Ghana, Lima, and then the capital of the world, Tamale. Inshallah. Kwame.
Yes, my boss.
When he was talking about the tracker,
I just knew he was going to respond to the tracker.
You know, I'm going to let you go like that.
I
know. This tracker matter.
Which is for?
I think we've put everything on the net, and we've asked everybody to check on the net and then check in their localities of whatever information that we put, whether indeed they are on the ground. Kwame, if you agree with me on social media, there are so many other communities too who have come up when the NDC said that such things did not exist. The community members came out to indicate that indeed those things exist and they are benefiting from it and they are happy with them. Nonetheless, I have not had time to investigate some of the things that they are saying until I started seeing people responding to them on social media, that they have them in their communities. But I will not rule out that there may be 1 or 2 things that are actually missing in the whole thing. Even in research work, there has always been space for error of margin. Is that not it? But nonetheless, you will not say that the research work is not, what do you call it, good, or it's not appropriate to whatever purpose that was done. Kwame, having said that, I also want to just tackle on this thing that he was talking about, that developmental distance, and another has seen nothing. Actually, it's something that I cannot figure out. I don't know where he's coming from. Neither have I also taken time to look at the developmental needs of San Nargo, because it's been a long time I've been in that area. So I don't actually know their developmental needs. Or I'll come, definitely. I'll be coming. Oh. This year I'll do most of my things in Tamale. So I'll be around.
It's coming up again.
But Kwame, I am very much aware that when it comes to developmental issues, it's supposed to be the work of government, like he pointed out, and especially the agent of government in the districts is the MCs or the DCs. But don't forget, Kwame, that today in our politics, today, if you go on the street with your cameras and start interrogating people about developmental issues, the first person they will mention is the member of parliament. But I agree that it's not the work of the member of parliament to go about what they call developmental issues in his community. He can only be a mouthpiece of the constituency when it comes to developmental distance. But his work is to legislate in parliament. How are you getting me? But we have made it a norm in this country that if you need development, then you must get an MP who can bring you the development there. So I don't know the kind of issues from Tanarwo that my elder brother has presented in parliament that has not been given attention.
Okay.
Or maybe that has been promised and has not been executed. But I know my sister Mariam, as the MCA, is doing her best to make sure that the people of Sanargo live comfortably and also at least enjoy some of the facilities that are found in most parts of our country.
Let's start on Guinea briefly and then
Yes.
we move on.
Yeah, so well, I just came to hear of the Guinea issue. And Kwame, if you recall, the last time I was talking about Mali, I didn't actually end in Mali. And I said, if you don't take care, yes.
The same thing will happen in Guinea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Guinea as one of the recent.
I think you mentioned Guinea, Senegal, and a few
Yes, the neighboring recent, that they all share border with Mali and what have you. So I'm not surprised that it has also started there. And like I said, that is just one of the countries that I mentioned. So I am of the view that if you actually want to, what do you call it, stop this particular developing issue, that the Gombes have a saying, a proverb, that when you stumble and fall, you don't look at where you fell, but you look at where you stumble. So I believe, in fact, maybe today there's an uprising in Guinea or there is a looming danger in Guinea. But we should not just focus on Guinea, but we should also look at what actually brought about this issue in Mali, what is happening in what they call it, Cote d'Ivoire, what is happening in Sudan, as we're speaking today, even Somalia. Today, for them, I think they are now getting closer to, because I think they've signed a peace, this and what and what. So all these things should be brought in focus. And of course, I'll go back to my friends again. AU. Yes, to know exactly what, because now, I think, yes, fortunately for like both Guinea and Mali and ECOWAS are in West Africa. So I think this will be the issue of ECOWAS.
Okay.
What they are doing to address the issue. But with regards to age, Kwame, I don't have problem with age issues. My problem has always been constitutional requirements. If the person is 1 million years and their constitution says that 1 million years man can contest, what problem do we have with that one? It's a matter of constitutional, what do you call it, requirement. So if the current head of state or the president of Guinea is seeking for re-election and it is within the context or the ambit of the constitution, Kwame, I don't see anything wrong with it. When you are trying to bring in age matters. I mean, to talk of age and the rest, today as we speak, I remember 8 years ago, or was it 4 years ago, John Dramani Mahama saw himself as somebody much closer to the youth than even the middle age. But today, as we speak, if he were to be a normal public sector worker, he should be sitting in his lazy chair at home by now, isn't it? And yet he's seeking for re-election. So the age matter to me is not an issue. We should always look at the constitution that actually guides. That's why the last time I was talking about Alassane Ouattara, that if care is not taken, we might be speaking out of ignorance. And indeed, I was vindicated that the constitution allows him.
Well, some people sent messages to that effect. That
yes, exactly. And like I was saying, that was part of the what they call it, the process that led to the peace that they are enjoying today in La Côte d'Ivoire. So Kwame,
Yes, sir.
I think with the Guinea issue too, we should be very careful the way we go into until we get some background,
Okay.
what they call view
Okay.
of their constitutional details, and also get to know what, because as I speak right now, I'm just trying to peruse it. I don't know much about what actually brought about the whole situation in Guinea.
All right.
But as an African, I have an interest, like the Gbani proverb. One you have beard and your neighbor's beard is burning.
Fetch water.
Exactly, and that's exactly.
If you don't have beard.
If you don't have beard.
You still have to fetch water.
No.
Your brother may have beard.
No. If you don't have beard, it means it doesn't concern you. It means that you are out of that territory.
Because you have beard.
And my brother too has beard here. So you can imagine if my brother's one is burning right now. You can imagine what will happen to you.
Thank you very much.
That's all that I can say.
Thank you. 0260846539 is the WhatsApp number. We just finished with the African story here on the show. Let's come back home and deal with some other very important issues here. Inside newspaper, as always, has captured on this front page the fact that U.S. troops have taken over completely the Kotoka International Airport. There are several other issues so these ones, I just want us to dispense with them immediately, and then we'll touch on some other very important issues, because most teachers are saying that they've not been paid. Some you've been a teacher before. They said their arrests have not been cleared, but government says it has paid teachers. And then also Ejapa royalties. We cannot leave here without touching on Ejapa. So I just want us to briefly touch on these subject matters, and then we can go zoom into the other issues. So Bernard, again, let me start with you on this Nigeria.
You mean I should be brief, or ABA should be brief?
ABA should be brief, actually. Give me blow. You know, what ABA is also talking, I can't stop people. So this one ABA. But the thing is that, it's a statement of fact. And we cannot also intervene.
Because I don't see how I'm going to talk about this.
You should be very careful.
About my elder brother.
Yes, very, very careful.
Okay.
You were the one that he asked to be briefed. So just limit it to yourself.
Sometimes
you get my brother's he knows what to say.
In the middle of a storm, you can be taking a window for a door.
It's too early for me to also use my Dagari proverb. But they say that if there is something under your in-laws and you go and remove it, you have to.
If the area is going around the house,
don't even go there.
If the area is going around the house, he's looking for the landlord.
As a possible, you must drive away the hyena before you blame the goat.
So go ahead.
Please, Bernard.
Not long ago, if my memory set me right, it's not up to a year, when the Ghana-US military agreement came into force, we were on the other side saying that this was a very inimical agreement. It had no benefit whatsoever to the people of Ghana. At the time, I had read the 19 articles or clauses of the agreement. And from clause 1 to clause 19, there was nowhere any benefit known or even covet could be glanced from the agreement. When we started poo-pooing the agreement for its negative consequences on the Republic of Ghana, and we said this should be a no, because one of the things that the agreement actually said was that Ghana was going to be used as a transit point. And the question I then put there is that transit to where? Because if Ghana, the establishment of their military base in Ghana was going to be a transit point to where? That's one question I asked. We do know that there have been several attempts to get Nigeria divided. The Nigerian government has resisted it to the extent that even in the midst of the Boko Haram crisis, when the United States offered to come and give the Nigerian government support, they declined it outrightly because they saw in that the U.S. could come in, saying that they are coming to help them, ensure that they are able to further strengthen the Boko Harambis to do the secession that they are.
Nigeria.
You understand? So if you are going to, there's an agreement of this nature, which says that Ghana should be used as transit, and you are not asking the question, transit to where? And don't forget that despite that there are two countries between Ghana and Nigeria via road, it appears that you don't even hear that there are any countries. Nigerians and Ghanaians are seen as we are even border mates. And so the Nigerians were so worried about this agreement that the Ghana government was entering with the United States. There were many conditions in there. That one, you have to give a dedicated runway so that anytime the US jets want to come to Ghana, they are coming unhindered. And that anytime they want to leave, they leave. That anytime the jets, their planes and their officials are coming into Ghana, they can enter. It is only when they agree that you can come into their jet to inspect that you can go in. So if they don't agree, they will come up with whatever they want, take whatever they want to take away, and you cannot monitor them. We thought that this was very dangerous because US troops come on. If they come and they say, no, we don't want you to come and inspect anything, you cannot inspect anything. And this is contained in it. Two, if they are taking anything out or they are going out, you can't check them. They go out. Three, wherever they are going to establish that Ghanaian soldiers will become watchmen and watchwomen, guiding the external.
Because it's part of the agreement.
But you cannot go inside to check what they are doing inside there. You are not permitted to go inside. So our soldiers will become watchmen and watchwomen, protecting the US people from any aggression. Whatever is happening inside, you don't get to know, so you cannot talk. This is what the agreement contained. Above all, we are going to dedicate what they call the communication thing, the spectrum.
Oh, the spectrum, yeah.
Yeah, we are going to dedicate a spectrum to them. And they will be able to use that spectrum for their communication.
I think we've done that already.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you, it's part of the agreement.
Yeah.
So when you read the agreement, as I'm just trying to refresh my memory on the things that happened, it appears that there is nothing. It was only when the agreement was going to Parliament for the debate that I heard the Minister for Defense, Dominic Nitul, saying that we are going to benefit $20 million. So I took the agreement again and went through, perused it again, and in the agreement there was no $20 million stated anywhere. So what kind of agreement is it that was before Parliament, and there is probably another secret agreement that the minister had, because there was no mention of how much we were going to gain. In any case, it appears that Ghana was going to auction our sovereignty. Our military intelligence, the US can enter into our military installations, but we cannot enter into their installation. And I said that there was danger. Today, as the Insight newspaper is reporting, they have taken over Terminal 1. And you know Terminal 1 used to be the domestic terminal until we constructed Terminal 3, which now, because Terminal 2 used to be the international terminal. The domestic terminal has now been fully taken over by the United States of America. And it is their military and navy that are in control.
It is instructive to also bring to your attention that there's a deal between McDan and the government of Ghana, and according to this agreement, McDan is providing some services to the. So we need to also state that, yes.
You understand? So all that I'm saying is that if you look at these things in the manner that we are doing, the US have done so many things in the world, including remotely torpedoing and toppling governments. They did that in Ghana. They did that in Mali.
South America.
They did that in Guinea. They did that in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They did that against Thomas Sankara. And they have done that in many Latin American countries. Today, they are not going to do it remotely. They are going to be here. Their troops can come in. You can't inspect what they are bringing. So the US can actually go and bring dollars. You know that 70% of the United States dollars are not spent in the United States. They spend about 30%. They create dollars that is used as international currency. They can bring in whatever, and you don't have the capacity to go and check what they are bringing in. And they can use that to vanquish your economy anytime you want. If we as a nation, as a people, decide that we should give them all these rights and think that today, as they will say, it is my party that is in power, your party will not be in power forever. But the harm for our nation will be perpetually. And that is the danger that we face. I don't want to talk much. Now they have taken over Terminal 1. It will not be long, they will be demanding Terminal 2. Don't forget that it is Cuba who said that they don't want to have any military cooperation with the United States when Fidel Castro took over. But because Batista had signed an agreement allowing for the establishment of Guantanamo Bay, that Cuba says that we don't want to have anything, they should close down Guantanamo Bay. Up till now, Guantanamo Bay has not been closed. When they enter, it is difficult for you to say we have discontinued the agreement. They will force themselves on you. And this is happening in Cuba as of now. Look at the time they took over. And so we should be careful as a nation that we don't oversubscribe, we don't overpander to the dictates just because somebody somewhere will get some undercover envelopes, get your children and family sponsored to be in the United States. You can't do that at the peril of our nation.
Thank you very much. Quick commercial break. Stay with us. I'll come back and then we'll hear from Honorable Ebi Husseini and Sabo. Stay with us.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Breakfast good day, every day. Every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying tuned to Pan African Television. My name again is Kwame Owusu Danso. So let's now hear briefly from Honorable Ebi Husseini. Honorable, sir.
Did you say briefly?
Briefly, yes, from Honorable Ebi Husseini.
Kwame, it's like reading the riot act to me before I back on my demonstration.
This is the aliens compliance order.
It is one. It's semi-censorship. You are trying to gag me.
No, I'm not gagging you. I'm only happy to be.
Okay,
brief.
You see, they say it is difficult to make a glutton the ambassador of a famine-stricken people. Kwame, let me just say that, you see, when you sell yourself for a penny, they will buy you for nothing. It is not for nothing that nations strive to accept their independence and freedom. Kwame, because I have always subscribed to the saying that a man who has his mouth in another man's kitchen cannot accept his independence and freedom.
Bam.
It is somebody who can stand on his feet and accept your own dignity. Kwame,
Bam.
that is why people lay down their lives in the struggle to become independent and sovereign.
Yeah, I know.
The moment another nation supplants its troops, its security on you, Kwame, your independence, your sovereignty, your everything is gone. And going along with it is your dignity as a people. Kwame, I don't begrudge the US. Kwame, the US seeks to pursue its global hegemony in order to protect its national interests. Okay? The global hegemonic tendencies of the US is underlain by a strong desire to protect American interests, the life of the American people. So you have ultra right wing, or some people even say racist, Trump saying that America first. So Kwame, what also stops our leader, President Akufo-Addo, from saying Ghana first? Have you ever heard him say Ghana first? In this particular deal with the military, America came with America first. What did we come out with? Definite silence, kowtowing to the interests of the US and handing over our sovereignty to the US. Kwame, what we signed on that day, and a lot of us spoke in Parliament against this treaty, and posterity will bear us out, that we're selling our birthright and our independence that our forebears fought for with the blood, because a lot of blood was shed. Sergeant Ajete, Corporal Tipu, all those other people, and other countless patriots laid down their lives only for us to come and surrender our sovereignty to foreign powers. Kwame, once upon a time, there was some phenomenon called banana republics in Latin America. No, they refer to them as banana because they were soft under the under the hands of the American hegemonic power. That America could choose to dispense with leaders as and when they chose. So they were just referred to as banana republics. So they can, a US backyard where the US could play with them like Chobi.
Even now, Brazil.
Okay, so you begin to see that even where the US, because of his foreign troops present, could even go and extract, what do you call him, heads of state. Kwame, if they say, Kwame, step down, and you don't step down, and you say you could resist, they'll bring troops and take you out, extract you like mineral. Okay, so these are things where, as a nation, we should feel very ashamed of ourselves that we can get into such agreements. Kwame, you remember, under the agreement, for instance, we have conferred immunity on US troops. So look, the troops who are here, if a Ghanaian goes there and they kill you, you have died foolish dog death, foolish death. Nothing will happen to them, because we have ourselves granted them immunity. He said that no court in this country can hear any case against an American troop or assigns or agents of the American government under this deal. What a sellout. Kwame, means that they can commit all the most heinous crimes here and get away. We have granted them free immunity. And as has been said, Kwame, they can bring in all manner of equipment. Kwame, even they bring even nuclear bomb here, you have no authority or right to go in and inspect the place without their knowledge and consent. So they will have to give you permission to go. So there are now territories within your own country. Kwame, listen. There are now territories within Ghana here, where Ghanaians, even our president, cannot even go there. Can you fathom that?
Unbelievable.
Within your own territory, there are areas you cannot enter, even as president of the republic. What have you done to ourselves? This is incredible. For the first time in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, that Ghanaians are stopped. Even the representatives, Kwame, me as a member of parliament, or even a parliamentary committee, we cannot even say we are going there to see what is happening. Who born dog?
If you can't even pass there, your own
When you are coming, say they will treat you Ghanaian as a trespasser. A foreigner occupying your country treats a Ghanaian as a trespasser. Have you seen the extent to which we have declared?
Just to complement what, and if you trespass, you can be killed.
That's what I'm saying. The country, there are even US troops who are also stationed in the north. In addition to this place, Kwame, anytime a foreign you allow your territory, Kwame, to be occupied by foreign troops, it becomes a magnet for attracting terrorist attacks. When you allow foreign troops, Kwame, to occupy territory in your country, it becomes a magnet for foreign terrorists to attack your country. So you see that when French troops went to Burkina Faso and others, Mali and others, you now see that Mali is now a staging post for daily attack. Almost hardly a day passes you not hear of attacks. You see?
Yeah. So I think even Kenya.
So you see, yeah, Kenya because of the AU and other troops there. The foreign troops, foreign troops will always serve as a magnet to attack those who want to attack you.
Absolutely.
So coming, we are playing a very, very dangerous game by serving as a potential for attacks on our country. This is a very dangerous this thing that we should not play. And Kwame, I am just saying in short. Look at the issue. Some radio stations have been closed down. Radio Gold, XYZ, Mantambo, many other radio stations on account that they hadn't paid some money. We gave free, Kwame, listen to me, free frequency to the richest country in the world, the US. Have you seen a poverty-stricken man giving charity to a millionaire? Ghana under Nana Akufo-Addo. This is what we are doing today. So this country has gone down to the point that today our own dignity self, we can't even protect our own dignity as a nation. We are going to sell it for a mess of potage. Like somebody said, the defense minister said even $20 million, which was right now. You can sell Ghana for 20 million? Come on, what kind of people are these? Kwame.
Thank you.
That they can sell the country for 20 million.
Thank you.
And subject us to
this
level.
There's a part for you to discuss. So let me pass the Sabo. Then we hear from someone. So yes, sir. Yes, my boss.
It's difficult for a petrol to swallow this.
I've been listening to the two of my brothers, and I find it difficult, very difficult, to understand them. In the first place, it's an agreement, not an imposition.
Hey.
Thank you.
It's an agreement, not an imposition. An agreement to, I think, to explain it to the layman's point of view.
Okay, please.
I mean, it is something that is interactive. Then, what do you call it? Issues are raised, and we'll all find a common ground that we can all have mutual benefit. That is why it is that's why I say it's an agreement. An agreement normally, it comes with some kind of mutual benefit.
Benefit, yeah.
But per their explanations, I cannot see this mutual benefit in this agreement. So that if I'm going to go by, or if I'm going to actually take them by what they have presented, then it is not an agreement. It's an imposition. That's how I see it.
Okay.
However, Kwame, I just try to go through the agreement on the net to see what they are saying. Yes, whether indeed it is in there and the rest. I have not found anything like that.
Hey.
Surprisingly, oh yes, check it. Surprisingly, the issue of sovereignty, I have not even seen any threat to our sovereignty. Any threat to our sovereignty. Even the movement of the military, what do you call it, personnel of the United States of America with arms is restricted to the training grounds. They cannot take anything of a weapon of that sort, even an inch away from their training grounds. Oh, it is there. It is not.
The agreement
I don't
before Parliament.
Read it. No. It is on the web. No, I went to the web. I didn't go to our party office. I didn't go to our party office.
Parliament, we peruse the agreement. It is there.
No, I'm saying
you cannot interfere with their movement.
You are struggling with it.
Okay.
Proceed. Proceed.
Go ahead.
Proceed, Sabu, because of time.
Yes. So it is clearly stated in the agreement, as part of the agreement, one of the clauses, that they are restricted to their base when it comes to carrying of weapons. They cannot carry any weapon beyond the base. That's as part of the agreement.
Yes,
and the other thing too that I have also realized is that what do you call it? The issue of they taking over Terminal 1. I mean, I can get it. As what? That they have not even what do you call it? So it is their military personnel who check who comes in and who is going out. I mean, the communication aspect of it and the rest, or they do that. even their communication distance, that it has to pass through the military. They have to communicate it to our military distance. Anything that they're going, they have to communicate to our military distance before the distance is given. That is how it is stated in the agreement. I've just read it.
Show me the portion.
No. I'm making submission. How can I?
When I challenge you that there's no such this in that provision.
Let it come. When I
there's no such. Let him show me the portion.
No, I'll show you. But don't derail me from.
I'm not derailing you. Show me. It's not there.
So there is nothing of that sort what they are saying. In fact, because I was a bit alarmed.
No.
And I remember when this issue came, I followed it very well. But of course, with time, I have forgotten. That's why I went back. So Kwame, basically, it's a mutual agreement that Ghana is going to benefit. And like it was in monetary terms, of course, $20 million. I'm also aware of some kind of military transfer of technology and other things, training and other things to our military people and the rest. And of course, it's telling. Allow me to. When you were talking, I was just quiet. You said you told so many lies, but I didn't even say anything. No, I've exposed you, and now you are saying I'm telling lies. So the point is, Kwame, in a nutshell, I strongly believe that we are a state. Of course, if this country is going to lose its sovereignty, in this particular agreement, I will join forces with them to make sure that we restore the sovereignty of this state to where it belongs to. I don't know,
but do you disagree with them when they say that the agreement when a U.S. military officer commits a crime?
Very good. I'm can.
Yeah, the laws of Ghana do not apply.
You know, in Ghana here, we have what we call the martial law. You know, the military, when they commit crime, the way the law goes about them, it's not like me and you. And even the court that they are tried, it's not the type of court that we are tried.
It depends on the
exactly.
It depends on the crime.
If there's infraction of military
regulations, that one.
If a soldier man goes and commits,
because if you look at,
I'm making myself excuse me.
But if you look at war crimes against humanity and all those things, that they are tried.
I don't think they are helping. Let me come.
Yeah.
I have just made a naked statement. Are they getting me? Which you cannot deny that they are tried with martial law. Are they getting me? And you are saying, of course, if a military man goes out of his uniform. When I say goes, it's not necessarily not wearing the uniform. He may wear the uniform, but because the uniform actually restricts him to certain rules, and he goes out of that rule and commit a crime, then of course this immunity he loses it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that in the event that he loses that immunity that you're talking about, commits a crime against a citizen of Ghana. Which crime would now come?
So do you mean to tell me that? Let me come. Do you mean to tell me that if a U.S. military man in Ghana, who is supposed to be part of this particular agreement, decide to wear a T-shirt and a jeans and then take an AK-47? And take AK-47 and come to my house at night to rob me.
You can't try.
No. That's what you are saying.
No. I want to listen to what you
yes, to rob me.
What will happen?
And God gives me the opportunity. I cite him first, and I gun him down. Am I going to be tried with Ghana's law or U.S. law? I'm asking you a very simple. No. You are exactly. No, please. When I'm making my submission, you are allowing me. No, I'm not distorting it. Of course, I am exposing the kind of things people are trying to paint, the picture you are trying to paint. No, I'm asking a simple question. Kwame, answer my question for me. Am I going to be tried under U.S. military law or Ghana's law?
Cooperation, defense.
You see, there are certain things. You see, it's better when with all due respect, when you have to lie, you should give a lie that has a window. So when there's a problem, you can jump out of the window and then run out.
All right, Sabo, thank you.
Lie in a corner that
thank you. Make a thank you very much, Sabo. Sabo, thank you. Right, Honorable Dovzeni.
Yes.
Ajapa royalties.
No, you were mentioning about teachers, ideas.
No, we'll get there.
No, you can make brief comments.
No, we'll get there. 1 minute. With the grace of respect, because of time. But let's go there.
Just 1 minute. We will. I just want to say in respect of that one.
In respect of which one?
A lot of teachers. In fact, my own brother is a teacher. They are complaining, Kwame. Now we are everything is now stuck against COVID-19. But it's clear that long before even COVID-19, this economy was in trouble. Long before that, we were touting the robustness of our economy. 2 weeks after coronavirus, we started talking something else. Kwame, today, even as a member of parliament, Kwame, I still haven't received my salary.
Oh, that's not.
I'm telling you.
Oh, Master.
Kwame, I am telling you. When I say this thing is a mail, I'm holding it by the boss.
Kwame.
Okay, Kwame, many other public services, and I'm talking about many public servants, they have not received their salaries.
That's not true. That's not true.
Go and find out from the teachers that you say you are there. A lot of them have not received their salary.
Now you are saying a lot of them.
Yes, a lot.
Some have received.
Who? I'm not even aware of any of them.
My colleagues, those who that time.
I am that. You will say that. Of course, you will say that.
His colleagues, but he has not received.
You see,
I've stopped teaching. I'm no more with GS.
But you are working as coordinator for NAPCO.
Yes, I have received my salary. I've even finished it.
you see.
So it's not the man is laughing.
I can show you my.
I tell you that because you many of your NAPCO look. No, yes, God. Throw a challenge to NAPCO people. They should call you.
I been paid, but the NAPCO
boys have not been paid.
No.
The NAPCO boys, they have not been paid.
Have you paid all of them?
They have not been paid. No, they have not been paid.
They are normally paid ahead of
Even NAPCO trainees are normally paid.
No, I remove my hat.
I'm telling you that
Just to
I am a rest.
in Accra.
he will not say,
But you are in Accra.
I removed my hat just to admire his
other regions are normally paid before we do see in Accra.
How is that possible?
what is it?
So anytime I receive my salary, it means that everybody.
You want to get people angry this morning?
No, I'm not. People get very angry. I'm telling you. If they listen to you and tell them that they have been paid.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm not talking about ideas.
Yeah.
No.
And of course, I'm putting my integrity on the line.
Yeah, but you can
speak trainees.
Kwame,
Have been paid.
you wait, Sabo.
You can speak to that
Trainees will call you and tell you that they have not been paid.
Right here, people even.
NAPCO trainees who are out there. One of your people say that you have been paid. Send in your text.
And let them.
No, when it's 9:55, I open the phone lines.
Open it.
Kwame, let NAPCO trainees who are listening.
I know you open, of course, and I'll get them like the way last I opened, and then of course your the NDC communicators try to impersonate. I will disgrace them today again. I will embarrass them today. I'm telling you, open it.
No problem.
Let them come out with their life.
Make your salvation.
I just remove my hat to admire your courage at
Let me
life.
also say
No,
something.
I will
teachers.
never lie. I will
Okay.
never lie. Those who know me very well,
hold on, Sabo.
I will never lie.
Sabo, okay. But
It's the truth I'm saying.
don't lie.
No, I want to show you my leg. Of course,
No, you don't.
I'll show you.
We'll look at it after the show.
No, he has always picked his phone. I want to show you. I want
Why
to
you
show
not
you.
saying that? Forward it to me. Okay. Screenshot anything nice so I don't see your balance.
Don't tell me I don't have anything in mind.
Let me also hear from you on this teacher's issue.
Kwame, it's a pathetic story when you have a government that lies through the teeth. What the teachers have been complaining about is that their income has been in arrears. You've not paid them for several months. Many of them that were employed, some have worked for more than 3 years, some for a year. They had not received their pay. The government decides that you are coming to pay them. And the government decided that for 12 months that you have worked, I will pay 3 months. Meaning you still have arrears. Which one? EcoBank. Do you work at EcoBank?
No, that's my bank.
Bank.
Check it.
So, Sabo, the bank says that your balance at the bank.
Oh, look at my friend. I didn't actually.
Available balance. I'm reading available balance.
Don't read available balance.
No, I'll read
Why are you reading available balance?
2,602,000. Is that not?
Where does it show that the NAPCO salary has been paid?
Someone has 2 million Ghana cedis in his account.
It's okay.
Hey,
Be very careful.
Bernard.
I'm telling you, be very careful what you have said. Vindicate me before my.
Your neighbor will come.
I'm going to petition Amidu. That Sabo's account should be looked into where he has met his tax obligation.
So I'm saying that. So these teachers, majority of whom, had worked for more than 1 year. you pay them 3 months out of their lot. Any one of us who have worked for more than a year, and a government decides that I'll pay you 3 months out of that, we'll see the 3 months as a huge relief, because you might have incurred a number of expenses. Bear in mind that when we do the postings, you don't consider where the person comes from before doing the postings. Majority of these people have been posted out of their communities. They will look for accommodation. And when the school is far from them, they have to look at how they will transport themselves too. In addition, they will look at how they will be able to feed themselves even before their incomes come. Some of them have been borrowing. Those of us who are close to, who have relations, friends who are teachers, we know the burden they have put even on us. And sometimes they themselves admit that to eat, to be able to go and impact knowledge is a problem. So government decides to come and pay them 3 months out of their several months of teaching. And that government has the impetus to come and say that you have cleared their arrears. How do you expect them to react? I have taught for over 12 months. You pay me 3 months. I have been borrowing to pay my rent. I have been borrowing to feed. I've been borrowing to transport myself and to take care of myself. Now, when you come and tell the world that you have paid me my arrears and I owe somebody, what do you think the person will do? They will come after me because government has paid and I'm not paying them. So you put these poor persons in a very awkward position. So government should not be the one putting the citizenry, particularly those who have dedicated themselves to imparting knowledge. No one has said you have not paid some. So be magnanimous. Let the world know that, look, of the several months that they have worked, we have paid them 3 months. So that if they are also going to attend to other expenses, they will say, look, the government has paid me only 3 months. I am not able to pay you all that I owe you. So let me pay you some. In the hope that I am able to get more, I will come and defray the debts.
Okay.
This is the predicament of our teachers. And this should not be an issue of partisanship. Because all of us have relatives who are going through this burden, and some of them are being chased away. Because people are running after them, saying that government says they have cleared your arrears, and you are there telling us that you have not been paid. Now who be the liar? The government or the one who is not paying the individual debts that they have? So that for me is the challenge. It is not about the government. Yes, government could say that, okay, we chose to pay only 3 months out of the lot that you have worked.
Hey.
And that if we have chosen to pay 3 months, we consider that the other months that we have worked is only free to the government.
Okay.
If you have not done that, you have put these people at great danger. And that is what we must all admit.
All right.
That this is the situation that we have at hand.
Okay. Thank you. Kwame, what honorable member is saying is true. I work in the office of parliament. We have not been paid. This one also says...
Now I can give you a phone.
Good morning to you, Kwame. I am a teacher in the Nandoli Kalio district. Please, I have not been paid my arrears. Likewise, my wife. Thank you. This one also says...
Don't worry.
This one also says... Good morning. I am a NAPCO beneficiary from... I'm a NAPCO beneficiary... Honorable sir, I'm a NAPCO beneficiary from Tamale Metro, and I want to put it on record that NAPCO has never paid ahead of time since the program started. I challenge him to mention the month or months that they have paid us ahead of time. As I'm even sending this text, no NAPCO beneficiary in the whole country has received his or her August allowance. He should stop telling lies. Otherwise, he will incur our wrath. From Abdul in Tamale. Abdul says they've not been paid. Sabo, please.
You see,
the teacher's issue. The teacher's issue.
But let me just take it from this name first. This Abdul in Islam, my brother is here. There is nobody called Abdul.
Oh, he just sent one of his...
No, let me come. No, let me come.
Oh,
let me come.
Abdul from Tamale.
So no, yes, that is even the first lesson that you know.
But how do you know
that? Oh, let me come. I am Abdul Rahman. Please, when you are making your submissions, I'm always quiet. But when I'm talking, people don't allow me to
read this message.
Talk first.
You read the message.
I'll read. Let him finish.
In Islam, we have 99 names of Allah, and most of these names start with Abdul.
Sabo, but he's just
he
uses his platform is Abdul.
That one day you want to defend it.
No,
but what I'm trying to
expose it.
They call him Abdul. Right now, my name starts with Abdul.
Is there any
go somewhere?
person called Mohammed?
What does that mean?
Does that negate what he said?
He said they are not
I am Abdul. But you see, I'm trying to expose
the real man.
I'll read it.
In the first place,
tell the MVP guy that Dorcas has not been paid for the past 4 months.
That Dorcas
has not been paid.
And I know that person.
Oh, please. You see another one.
Go ahead.
You see, why not Dorcas speak for herself?
About Dorcas is speaking. I said that she has not been paid for the past 4 months.
I think you are not helping this. When all of you are making your submission, I obey the rules.
Let me soften the stance.
It's not that I enjoy.
Because when you
let me soften the stance.
No. Please.
Let's be fair to Sabo. But let me soften the stance. Linus in Sagnagu says, please, I beg, tell Sabo to charitably dash me 100 Ghana. Go ahead.
Definitely, if he's in need and I have it, why not? He's my brother, especially on your account. You are not married. Kwame, yes, sir. Look, so that one there, I just put it aside. That's not true. And then the teacher's issue.
Yes, please.
Bernard Mona seemed not to understand the teacher's issues very well.
Thank you.
In the first place, let me start from the bottom. The 3-month salary arrears was not paid by this current government.
He says his name is Abdul Hamid.
Was not paid.
Okay, go on.
He says it's Abdul Hamid.
You can try to do anything. It will not wash. Look, listen. The 3 months arrears was not paid by this government. Was paid by the John Dramani Mahama government administration. It's not this government. Ours, we pay the full arrears. And let me tell you something, the teachers, this you don't know. I will never turn my back against the teachers because that's where I come from. That's where I belong. One, we have the way other institutions write their applications. Ours is different. Teachers, listen, even if you are a trained teacher, sometimes even if you have ever written that letter, and you want to write it again, you need to retrieve your old letters to be able to get yourself.
Someone has finished making presentation on this and still going back.
No, let him finish. Let him finish, please. Sabo, go ahead.
Sabo simply doesn't.
Why I'm not being allowed?
Finish your presentation.
Have you forgotten? Yes. You have I spoken on the teacher?
Yes. He's not spoken on it.
Oh.
He's not. You started. I came to that. Let's stay from.
You started.
When he made it,
I never even made an intervention.
You see?
I don't know. You see,
Sabo, go ahead.
The viewers are getting this.
Go ahead.
When you finish, go and watch this thing again. And you see.
Sabo, go ahead.
Let me tell you. In the first place, we have our way of applying, writing our application.
An application.
It's not like the normal application that everybody writes. So mostly when you even make one mistake, your decision is not honored. And mostly to the most painful thing is that sometimes the teacher is in the village and then maybe the district headquarters is almost about say 80 miles or 70 miles away from the village. He will travel all the way to the village and submit this letter. And when there's a mistake, instead of them to just pick a phone and call him that he should come and correct the mistake. They wait until when his colleagues are paid and he has not gotten his pay and he's going to complain. Then they will now show him that your letter was not properly written. This and this and this and this. Rewrite it again. That is what teachers are going through as I speak today. Quite apart from that, I've always said it. For 3 years as I was teaching, up to date, may his soul rest in peace. Professor Evans, Fifi Atamis, and John Draman Mama are here to pay me. I left the teaching this
because you quit. You would have been paid now.
Like I said, like I was saying, whilst I was working, I was asked to work for 8 hours. Write my lesson note, present my lessons, give exercises, mark them, exam questions, mark them. I have done all. And the responsibility of the government was also pay me on monthly basis. And I'm saying that for 3 good years. he did not fulfill his part of the agreement, I have done because of patriotism, because of we feeling, because of nationalism. I sacrificed and I did that.
Okay, in conclusion on this subject.
No, are you getting me?
Yeah.
This government has come and have realized that, yes, we have not been fairly treated. So he has taken it upon himself and have asked us to apply based on the number of years that we have taught so that we'll be paid. Some have been paid, some have not been paid. Of course, it's very painful, especially when you are expecting that. Like I explained to you, some might have written their lessons all right, but because of 1 or 2 errors, that they could have simply picked a phone and called the person to come and correct that error, they will definitely put it there. Meanwhile, the money will not come to you, the officer who is doing that. You can't take the money. That kind of and I was going to say, most of the people working at the offices, they were once teachers, so some of them were even in a classroom. We are our own enemies, and they've been so wicked to the teachers who are still in the classroom.
Thank you very much.
So
thank you.
This particular, like I was saying, it is not politics.
Yeah,
it is about us actually getting these people
at
the GS various offices, take them out of the offices, get people who can be responsible enough to make sure that that teacher who is working so hard in that village. And Kwame, lastly but not the least, he was saying something. The teaching system, if you don't know it very well, a young man, and this is an advice to those who are still in the teacher training college. All of us, when we're coming out, we were just eager to come to the city. And like Benamode said it, I agree with him on that particular tangent plan. It is not easy. I will advise that always accept the posting in the rural area. And most of that has been the norm. Because it's like I've been in the system for a long time. So I was able to move from Adan and I'm now in Accra. So it's not easy for you to just come from training college and get Accra direct. Because your seniors have already occupied that particular area. So you are normally posted to the village. And it's an advantage. Like he said, in the village you spend less. And because at that time your money too is not coming in the early months, you are able to manage the situation. But if you find yourself in Accra and you are not lucky and you are staying in Nima and you are teaching somewhere in Amasama, you can imagine your problem. The cost and the rest.
All right, thank you very much.
Posting in the
thank you very much, Samuel. Quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll listen to Honorable ABM Fuseni on the Japan royalty deal. Stay with us, don't move in muscle.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Breakfast good day, every day. Every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying tuned into Pan African Television. Let me remind you that the WhatsApp number is still active, 0260846539. Honorable ABM Fuseni, let's not waste time. Let's kickstart the conversation now.
See, I have said something, and I said it before, in the run-up to the campaign, when Nana Akufo-Addo embarked on this I Beg You Ghanaians tour. You remember that tour? When he was kneeling down and begging Ghanaians. You see, and our people say, Kwame, you shouldn't have expected anything. Look, before, when they were in opposition, they cleaned up all their accounts at EcoBank. That's what got Paul Afoko and others out. So if you the calf, the baby calf is still in the mother's womb and is kicking, if he comes out, what will he do? Kwame, now let me go specifically to this agreement. Kwame, is from, instead of being a Japa, is a Jabon. You understand Fanti more? A Jabon.
Bad father.
Yes, bad father.
And you said what?
A Jafin Kakai.
No, the other one, you said a Jabon.
A Jabon.
A
No,
Jabon.
this is funny. Fanti.
You are not pronouncing it.
Hey, I'm not a Fanti man, but you can pronounce it better than me.
A
Yes.
Jabon.
Yes.
A Jabon.
Yes.
You are not a Jabon.
Boni is
Asante Achim, yeah.
Asante Achim. But Fanti say bon. They have a way of I didn't say bon. I said bon.
A Jabon.
A Jabon.
A Jabon. Senior.
Exactly.
Nanyin
You
bia.
should even salute me for speaking Twi.
Nanyin.
Can they speak Dagbani?
And then
Can they speak
and
Dagbani?
not just tree.
Dagbani.
Alaji.
And not just
Alaji, not just tree, even Fanti.
Yes. You can imagine which is you have to twist yourself and anglicize it. Okay, so Kwame, this is a shameful, fraudulent, bogus agreement. Kwame, it's so stinking to the high heavens that no decent person should come near this agreement. Kwame, I'm taking note that this government, they have mortgaged all our
Assets.
revenue streams.
Okay.
Get fund, road fund, ESLA, everything. Kwame,
Including heritage.
I tell you, the clique in this government, they are mortgaging all our resources and compromising the future of future generations of this country for their own selfish ends today. They will take all the money today, chop, and then the future generations will go hungry. Kwame, the first fundamental breach of this agreement is with the Constitution of the Republic. Kwame, it mandates and clearly that agreement of this nature, Kwame, and I'm going to read to you this Mineral Development Fund Act 2018 Act 978. Okay, Kwame, this act was amended by the MPP in 2018. This act was amended. Kwame, as we speak today, this provision which should come under this act, that act has not been signed by the president. Kwame, and you know that an act, a bill becomes a law when it is passed by parliament and assented to by the president. A lie. When they brought this in, they told parliament that, oh, you go ahead and finish this thing, but when you finish it, the president will then sign the this thing. Kwame, you are putting the cart before the horse and you say you should move. How can a cart before a horse move? Kwame, you put the cart. Is it not the horse that draws the cart?
Of course.
Then you put the cart before the horse and say, oh, let's move. When we move at a certain point, we'll come and shift the position and be right. What kind of government is this? That you can't do the proper thing, even ensure that it is assented to, then you bring it to parliament. And tell me that, Kwame, this was brought on the edges of an executive signature given by the president, not even by cabinet. So you can see up in issue where this transaction is coming from. Breach of our laws and the Constitution of the Republic. Okay? Kwame, then you come to the opaqueness of the transaction. Kwame, this is one of them, just like even this one will make PDS look like a saint. You see how PDS was dressed like a devil and the devil that it was. If you compare PDS to it, this one is like Satan itself. Kwame, this company was registered on August 10th. Then on August 14th, Kwame, 4 days, you are handing over a transaction in billions of Ghana cedis to them without any track record, without any due diligence, without any value for money assessment. Kwame, without many of the things that you can talk about. This is a company that was registered in a fraudulent place called the tax haven of Jesse. Kwame, and you know the tax havens. They are vitiated mostly by fraudulent activities.
The offshore accounts.
Yes, they are opaque. Their transactions are opaque, and their meeting tax obligations are very, very suspect. Okay, so this is the company. Kwame, Parliament requested, and Kwame, Article 181 of the Constitution says that all transactions on a particular matter, all documentation in respect of those transactions should be made available to Parliament for MPs to scrutinize And on the basis of the scrutiny, they can then make a determination. Kwame, they told us that this deal has been in the working for 2 years. They brought the thing, Kwame, not only on the last day of our sitting in Parliament. Kwame, they brought it 4 hours before we rose. Members of Parliament had less than 4 hours to peruse this argument, go through it, and be able to pass it. So there was a deliberate intent, because of the fraudulent nature of the transaction, to obfuscate the scrutiny of members of Parliament in this particular matter. Okay?
Whereas the president said he had 4 years.
Yes, 2 years.
2 years.
Yes. Kwame, they say under this agreement, the agreement is supposed to run in perpetuity. Have you ever seen an agreement that goes in perpetuity? No country in this world, until Nana Akufo-Addo's arrival, nobody has heard anything like this before. That an agreement is there in perpetuity.
But the finance minister said 15 years.
You see, Kwame, that's what I'm telling you. Go back and read the basic text of the document they brought to us. Okay? And Kwame, let me, for the purpose of this argument, take the 15 years that you are talking about. By their own reckoning, the finance minister says in his 2020 budget that mineral addition from gold and other deposits, Kwame, will yield about $200 million a year. Okay? So, China, Kwame, if you go and borrow $500 million and you go and give a contract to an entity for 15 years, and Kwame, every year you can get $200 million, and you go and borrow $500 million and hand over the asset of a company that can generate $200 million a year. Kwame, in how many years will you recover $500 million? I just told you that $200 million, $500 million will give you just 2.5 years. I lie? By my math, at least my math is better than many of the MPP people. Kwame, 2.5 years. Okay, you can recover that amount. You go and give it to me for 15 years. Kwame, what are you doing to the good people of this country? Something you can take 2.5 years to recover. Why don't you have the patience to go for 2.5 years and get all your 500 million, and then you are giving to them for 15 years? But even in that agreement, there may be even agreement in perpetuity. You see the nature of the fraud these people are playing on the good people of this country. Kwame, and they put in the clause that the chief executive of that company, who happened to be Mr. Osafo Mafu's son. Yeah, the same people, anytime they come, they say it is only their family members and friends who are qualified and competent to do the job. Cannot be dismissed from office. Kwame, have you heard that? Where a chief executive, he can commit all the atrocities in that company, he will not be dismissed. Have you heard anything there? When the constitution of this republic gives the president the authority to sack all chief executives, he can sack any chief executive. Alike Sabo. Is the president not clothed with authority to sack any chief executive? He can. But you are put in this agreement that one particular chief executive cannot be sacked because he's the son of the Almighty. Okay? Have you seen how fraudulent these people are getting? Kwame, I've already told you that no value for money assessment for us to see whether this company has ever discharged a Jabon. Have they ever discharged any obligations in respect of this matter in any transaction before, so that we can vouch for them that they have the capacity to discharge the work to the satisfaction of Ghanaians? It's not there. Zilch. No due diligence. Kwame, you come back again and you find out that in respect of the cost, Kwame, every transaction has a cost. We have not been told how much it's going to cost the Ghanaian taxpayer to embark on this particular transaction. Kwame, and like I've said, all our revenue streams are being mortgaged. You go to Get Fund, you go to ESLA, you go to Road Fund, and now this particular thing of minerals are going to be mortgaged in perpetuity. They are now running for cover and saying it's 15 years. Kwame, this is a very, very dangerous development for our country. And underlying, Kwame, more and more of this, underlying all this, is a huge matter of conflict of interest. At our press conference, we started, for instance, the legal thing that was done by Gabriel Ochiridaku and his law firm, say African Law Associates or something like that. Okay? And in all these transactions and the book running that's been done consistently, the finance minister's company, Databank, has been involved in the book running in these matters. Kwame, what could be better conflict of interest than the finance minister, who is spearheading this transaction, having his own private company, doing book running for all these transactions that government has been doing. So Kwame, you see the great loot and share that this government is doing. So I want to salute the civil society organizations, because in this, the NDC had taken the lead in holding the feet, Kwame, in holding the unwilling feet of this government to the fire of accountability, to ensure that these bogus and fraudulent self-serving transactions that they are engaging in, you know, will be brought to light for Ghanaians to know. Happily, the pressure has soaked up. Civil society organizations have joined us in the struggle, and virtually all civil society organizations that have spoken have condemned this as a very sordid, opaque, anti-national, anti-people agreement, which should not be supported by any decent patriot. Anybody who loves this country should not come anywhere near this agreement.
Okay.
And so, rightly, I cannot confirm. I'm hearing that. I've read from social media. I don't know that
they want to halt.
That they want to halt.
Yeah, for now.
Kwame, it's not about halting it. This transaction is as moribund and decadent as the apartheid system. It cannot be reformed. It should be dismantled and thrown away.
Okay.
Okay. This is not an agreement that can be reformed. It's a bogus and fraudulent agreement that must be thrown away.
All right.
And so nobody should be talking about listening to people and making reforms.
All right.
They should throw it away.
Okay. Thank you.
And let the status quo anti-prevail.
Thank you very much. Samu.
But Kwame,
yes, sir.
My last point.
Okay, please.
His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the incoming president, inshallah, on January 7th, 2021, President Mahama has served notice that when he comes to power, and not if, this bogus and fraudulent agreement will be thrown away. He will not honor it. And we in the minority have served notice that we are writing to the UK authorities and to the UK Stock Exchange that they should not deal with this bogus entity, because it is a fleecing of Ghanaians. It is a bogus and fraudulent transaction, and they should not come anywhere near it in allowing their investors to go and put their monies there, because this runs the high risk of being thrown away by a future government.
Thank you.
Of the NDC which is coming.
Thank you. Sabu.
Yeah, Kwame. This Ejapa issue, I think the last time I told you when you brought it, I said I don't know much about it. But through the discussions and over the week, I've been able to pick some bit and pieces of the whole thing. And before I even delve into it, I was of the view that my elder brother would have actually taken the opportunity to apologize to our viewers the way and manner his flag bearer took the whole issue, and then decided to rather bring in ethnocentrism into the whole thing. That will actually create a lot of cracks in our nation building, and may God forbid lead us to something that all of us
ethnocentrism.
Yes.
The issue of Achim mafias, what we Achim Sakawa and what I don't think. Miame Dogomba. If you mention this thing about Dogomba, I don't think I will ever smile with you. I will never, and I don't think any Dogomba would take such statements.
Is there Dogomba Sakawa?
No. But Achims, I don't know human beings.
But if there is a Sakawa,
no. Who are the Sakawas?
If there is a Sakawa,
no. You see, look, please. We should be very careful the way we deal with national issues. Besides that, this is a former president.
You say something like this.
This is a former president making this kind of statement.
Can I come inside?
You said so many things I was not.
You see, but you said this one, and I have to explain, and then you say no.
Okay,
You had your time.
But let him make his point.
You had your time. You see, frankly speaking, I was not. No, stop laughing. I'm very serious about this.
Laughing is a crime now.
Go to
yes,
Japan.
if you don't
Go and talk about Japan.
Go and find out from a psychologist. They will tell you what laughing can do.
Talk about Japan.
I'm talking about a Jabon. This is a Jabon part that I'm even talking about. You see,
that way is not easy, chair.
So Kwame, not frankly speaking, I don't think there is any tribe or any ethnic group in this country that we should ever look down upon. Let alone to talk of one of the major ethnic groups in this country. Of course, whether you like it or not, the Achims are not just people that you can write off. Of course, as a Dogomba, I don't think you can ever even think of writing off the Dogombas in this country. No, see, the Dogombes have a saying that somebody's saw is only looks reddish, but it's not painful because it's not on your body, so you don't feel the pain. So we should be very careful the way and manner we speak in this country. We should be very, very, very careful. We should always learn lessons from Rwanda's experience and try to jealously protect the peace and tranquility that we've been enjoying over the years in this country. I mean, just for power, you go overboard and be talking about these things. Kwame, let me come to the Ejapa thing. My understanding, and again, as usual, I should be pardoned if I'm ignorant about the whole thing. But my common, simple understanding about this Ejapa thing so far is that there is this mineral income investment fund, and there is also this Ejapa. Just like when you come to the distribution of electricity in this country, that's like we have VRA, we have GridCo, then we have ECG. So it is a kind of a chain that will help the process. And I'm told, one, that is 100% owned by government. As earlier on, when I was hearing that there were some individuals and what.
In the agreement, it said 51% government owned, 49%.
I am coming. I'm still coming to that. Okay. That's why I said that it's a build-up.
All right.
Quite apart, I said that is me and that. Of course, I said
that's what the finance minister said, that it's 100% owned.
Exactly.
But in the agreement, that's
no. I think I heard the explanation of that agreement.
Please.
It is 100% owned by government. However, they will go onto the international stock exchange or the international
London stock exchange.
Yes, stock exchange and float shares. Mm-hmm. Is that not it? Uh-huh. For private individuals to have the opportunity to buy, and then even the shares are in two folds. One in the UK on the UK's stock exchange market. Is that not it? And then the second one is in the Ghana stock exchange market. And then when they float this share, they will float 49% of the share. So that once you buy this share, you become a part owner of this particular investment. Is that not it? Very good. And the one that has to deal with the local Ghanaian descent, I think that is the one that has to do with the Ejapa thing. I hope you are getting me. Then they will also be managing that particular fund. But the proceeds and everything will go to Ghana government. And Kwame, again, let me explain my ignorance here. And I also try to find out what is it looks like it has some link or common descent trees with the Heritage Fund that was also established by His Excellency the late Prof. I hope you're getting me. Because if this Ejapa thing has to do with future generation of the country, just like the Heritage Fund, quite apart from that, talking about perpetuity, that this agreement is in perpetuity and the rest, again, I find it difficult ordinarily to understand this particular statement too. Kwame, gold, our minerals, we have two main types of resources on the surface of this earth. Two. All resources, when you group them together, they can be seen as two. We have renewable resources and we have non-renewable resources. Is that not it? And our mineral happens to fall under non-renewable resources. So it means that even the thing that for the reason why the agreement is even made itself is not in perpetuity. So I find it difficult to understand why this agreement is made in perpetuity when those who are coming to invest know that the minerals will not be in perpetuity. So I don't understand. I don't know where you are getting me.
I'm following you.
If we were to talk about even our cocoa, even being a renewable resource, will depend on how we handle it. it can also, I mean, get punished if you are able to handle it very well.
Right.
So, in a nutshell, I am of the view that once it's of national distance, that is why I'm comfortable with the opposition, that's the NDC, actually trying to ask a lot of questions. Me, I'm happy with the way they are going. But however, they should also have it at the back of their mind that whatever they are doing today, it is for the good of this country. So that tomorrow when they are in power, posterity
will best judge them.
I hope you are getting me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Ambassador Sampiale is watching us this morning. He says, Achi Mafia is Achi Mafia. How else do you want to call these economic pirates? Sabu, you are so pathetic this morning. When the Ashanti regional minister insulted the people of the north, you and Baumia said nothing, heard nothing.
How did he?
Did you hear Katie Amon? Did you hear Katie Amon? What about Esra Owusu?
How did so? Okay, let me even count. Let me even count. No, let me count. Look, there's a video that I watched that a renowned pastor said that during the Konkombo War, the Gombes beheaded Evers, 2 Evers, and put their heads on stick, going round Tamale. I was in. Let me come. I was in Tamale throughout that period, and in fact, I was in the middle of most of these things. I never. In fact, my brother said, if I'm lying to tell me, there was nothing of that incident happened. Nothing.
I hear you.
So if you start hearing these kind of statements, and we do not do anything about it, we may think that we are doing it for political destiny. Kwame, I think if I've not seen anything at all, 1994.
Yeah, but you condemn it.
Not even conflict.
But you condemn it.
That's what I said.
The reason why you condemn. No, but you have to condemn what was said
before.
Look,
and I don't
you were there
to ever see something like that.
And every time I've been saying this on the morning show.
But you sit down.
But you sat down for Baumia to describe Mahama as incompetent. If people follow me, hold on.
Competent is
that's an insult.
But
every stretch of the world.
Incompetent is a description.
So if I describe you as incompetent, would you be happy?
Very good. You said you use the word. Didn't say when you insult me. You said when you describe me.
No, when I describe you as
you see the word.
If somebody describes you as a foolish person, would you be happy?
It's a descriptive word. It's not an insult.
So foolishness is also descriptive.
It's not like me having a long octopus. Say Sabo the long.
Let's be fair to the facts. Across the board.
Foolish is an insult. But incompetent is not an insult.
But that's descriptive too.
Please be very careful. Don't let us do drama this morning.
It's not descriptive too.
What?
That's descriptive.
Which one is
if someone says you are a foolish man, it's not descriptive.
No, it's not descriptive. If you are foolish, you are foolish. Foolishness. No, let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
Foolishness. When they say somebody is foolish, it is as a result of your acts. I hope you're getting me. So that one, of course, your action will make somebody insult.
By incompetent. What about incompetent?
It is your trait. It is your ability. It is your capability.
Foolishness is also your trait.
No. Foolishness. No. Foolishness. Of course, foolishness can be trait, but it's not ability. It's not capability. Everybody can be foolish. Everybody
can equally be incompetent.
Everybody can decide to be stupid.
So if we call
intelligent.
So if we call
not everybody can be competent.
Everybody can be incompetent. Intelligent and competent.
Stop it.
Everybody.
Stop it.
Master, that thing you have to stop.
Stop it.
Yes. You people, you pick and choose.
Having said that,
I've said,
you know, I have never used such words here.
No, you don't use it. No, you don't use it.
To understand that those who are using it, it's not. They are not insulting.
So if somebody calls Akufo-Addo as corrupt, would you be happy with that?
If you say it's corrupt, of course, it's not an insult. Of course, you'll be able to.
But you are not happy. See your voice as
No. You're not happy. I am not happy.
You're not happy.
It's not corrupt.
Okay, then somebody says, wait.
Prove it.
Ambassadors have prove me. Hold on.
But I can give you 1 million proof. Why Gentleman Mama is incompetent?
Okay, let me catch you. Let's conclude with Barabona.
You can't give me.
Ambassadors have says. Hold on.
This for me.
I'm
not forgiving. Even this morning, I asked for forgiveness from.
You know that when they talk about corruption at the MPP, it's like accusing a dog of barking.
Thank you.
You know that.
Thank you. Hold on.
Hold on.
So if Ambassador Sampiale describes our people as mafia, now you have a problem with it.
Of course, especially if you had described like maybe if he said Nana or Gabi or Sabo, that's an individual. But those attack the government. Don't use one person to attack. Aren't they achieving? Are they not achieving?
So they cannot be.
So they are also mafias.
If they are part of
they are also mafias.
if they are part of the clique.
You know what you are talking about.
You never said I live in that team too. I school in that team too.
Let me say that. It's English. It's English. He didn't say achievements are mafias. When you say some achieve mafia, you are talking about a mafia who achieve a group of themselves. He didn't. Yes,
he said achieve mafia.
He didn't say achieve mafia. So the two are not the same.
He said achieve mafia.
That's what I'm saying. That it's English.
Don't misconstrue it. I can be the person.
It's with the mafia people.
He said the government. He said achieve mafia.
He said that those mafia people happen to be achieved.
He shouldn't make mistake to go with our side.
Don't misconstrue it.
Bro,
it's never an attack
against the government.
Don't misconstrue it. You are being mischievous.
I'm telling you to know the reality. No problem.
No problem. That's your reality. That's your reality.
There's a difference.
Gentlemen, thank you. Gentlemen, thank you.
There are two different.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Very different. Don't go there.
Better take us home. Thank you.
Don't say that. He didn't say that.
Kwame.
Yes, my boss.
I'm just addressing you. You should be careful.
It is Peter Hitchens who said that a country where the media attacks the opposition rather than the government is a country where freedoms are under attack. That is Peter Hitchens. This is a country where civil society organizations played such a tremendous role that occasioned a change of government in 2016. These civil society organizations included Imani Ghana, CDD, including the church. They conspired to see that wrong in society was not perpetuated. Today, it appears that the church doesn't exist. Alaji, the church doesn't exist. Those who used to cry about Nyansafuo, they don't exist. My own mother church, the Catholic Church, where the Archbishop, revered Archbishop Amabako and others, used to be very vociferous, you understand, speaking about the ills of society. I have not heard my Archbishop Amabako in recent times speaking about the ills in our society. The same civil society organizations that crucified Ada or the previous government for the ills in our society, today, when they begin to question the unconscionable deal that our government is subjecting us to, you have persons like Elizabeth Ohini coming to say that they are all-knowing civil society organizations. These same all-knowing civil society organizations gave Elizabeth Ohini, H. Prempe, Pama Bako, Kweku Bako, a platform somewhere 5th May 2016 to come and talk about corruption and rot in our society. At the time, she was eager. Civil society was not all-knowing because they will speak about the issues that confront us so that we'll be able to reduce the level of corruption in our society. These are the kind of characters that will serve as role models for us. Characters who have no principles whatsoever in life, who only talk based on the situation and whether they are in or out. Elizabeth Ohini. Then a friend an admirer of civil society organizations, today identify civil society as all-knowing. If God were to be like me, these kind of persons will receive some things from me.
That's not God's not like you.
I thought when you were talking, I was like this.
No.
To signify that
I thought you needed help.
I don't want any help. In fact, if I want help, not from you. If I need help from anywhere, not from you. You are not one of the people who offer me that help, except out of your income that I just read. That help I will take.
In fact, they have started making requests.
Somebody says this
money.
To pay hospital bills.
Rich Sabo.
Bernard.
So, Kwame,
Yes.
what is it that we are talking about? Alhaji ABA Fuseni mentioned some elements of this unconscionable. You can't fathom how any group of people can sit down.
National sense and nationalism.
You understand? That have any modicum of reasoning will sign such a deal, and that there will be people clapping and saying that Ajapa Bonnie.
It's not Aja. It's Eja.
It's not an Ashanti man. It's not a Fanti man.
Oh, Eja is fire.
You see now. You see where you have to have what to do.
Ajabon
to fire.
Ajabon.
Eja is fire.
Ajabon.
Since you want to go there,
Say Eja.
I will tell you that I can be your treaty teacher.
See where you are walking to.
You know, time.
So when you want to be more Catholic than the Pope, let me advise
Kwame,
you.
No.
it is true that the government. It is true that the government is interested in looking for money, and it is right for us to initiate the Mineral Income Investment Fund, so that royalties. I mean, sometimes I sit down and I feel very, very disturbed. You have a country, you own the natural resources. You decide that you don't want to control the natural resources. People should come, and that you are interested in royalties and tax revenue.
Pass it over to them.
You understand?
Incredible.
And that of that royalties, that sometimes it varies, but the total royalties you get, you yourself have accumulated it to say that it's about 200 million per year. That's just royalties. And we are saying that the average royalty is 10%. Can you imagine if you own 70%?
What you can do with it?
This is royalty. So when they get, this is what you get. If you own 70%, how much you'll be having as a people? And this is not just akin to only Ghana. The entire African continent has become bereft of thinkers. That we prefer.
Including you.
You're talking of leaders.
Not including you. You said African continent.
You say leaders.
Will this man learn
The entire
to?
leadership.
Sabo, let him make his point.
not a leader.
Let him make his point. We're out of time. We're out of time.
No. Is he not the leader?
Honorable Lady of Zeni and Sabo,
is he not a
respectfully, please let him.
He's talking about
respectfully.
Let Sabo know that. Let Sabo know that I am a grandmaster when it comes to these tactics. I will keep quiet. When you finish, I will start from where I stopped. So I am your grandmaster when it comes to these tactics, and
Right.
I'll speak the way I want to speak.
You want to read some messages, then?
Go ahead.
Tell him that they don't frighten a chief warrior with a mustache.
Sabo, go ahead.
He's better than him.
Hey, Bernard, go on.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's obvious that this, you know, when you describe it as silly, people say no. You can't enter into such silly agreements and want the people of Ghana to come and clap for you. You earn 200 million. You say that you want to borrow ahead and use the money. Alhaji, they say you should take this one.
Read the message.
You want to take 500 million. What 500 million are you going to use it for? So you can invest in something. You are subjecting our nation to a deal that some people will eat our money forever. And when civil society organizations come to talk about it, we have the impetus to describe them as all-knowing. I am hoping and praying that even if it is not President Mahama that wins the next
election. It's very funny what he's saying.
Thank you.
So funny.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm not laughing because of this. The message somebody has sent.
So I just want to plead that this nation, if
of names, and today they call you Sakawa boys, you there, you say waiting. The MPP government activists should not be talking about the state of insecurity in Ghana. They are the cause of the insecurity. It's very long, I can't read all of them. As for you MPP people there, kose, perpetuity means lifetime of something. Achim Yahoo boys, Achim Mafia cannot be said to be referenced to all Achims. Yes. What the term means is that the people involved in the matter hail from Achim or have Achim background. So that's Bologatanga Bulldogs. Hold on. He said that's Bologatanga Bulldog means that all people of Bologatanga are Bulldogs. When the MPP is losing the argument, then they resort to subterfuge to forge the discussions. My name is Salim Yusuf. MPP party has nothing to offer Ghanaians. Vote them out. Camp 20. And then this one, the reason why I was laughing, Sabo, even though I cannot use those descriptive words for the president, but the president says, Kwame, kindly use the word useless. Kindly use descriptive word. Well, you said descriptive word useless to describe the president. And I found that to be very funny.
The person said to do what?
I thought you want to read messages. Let Kwame read it. Kwame, read your messages.
Which messages?
When I was talking, you were urging Kwame to read messages. Now you want to talk. Now you want to talk.
I'm not the one reading messages.
So let Kwame read his message.
No, he has read message and they asked me.
He didn't ask me. Let's give it to Kwame.
Kwame, this family and friends government in future, they are going to put us in difficulties. We are voting them out come December. This one is Acid, Akachi, Keta. The messages are a lot. Please, Sabo, I need money for my hospital bills. I beg you. This one, yeah, honorable. What's that? Yes, sir.
You see,
What?
Kwame, read this message.
Kwame, which one is
We are
that?
in a very serious crisis.
Where are you taking it to? No, you are on television. You are.
Yes.
Which crisis?
Read it.
Mr. Bernard Mona, you always make my day. I don't know what to offer you, but I have a daughter for you.
For your son.
For your son, God bless you.
He said for his son.
Oh, your other son. There was
There was no son. Just as he didn't see the 2,000, he saw 2 million.
No, 2 million.
There's no son.
Shall I see you guys? No,
I said the tragedy of this agreement that in March this year, the Attorney General, Nana Akufo-Addo's own lawyer, advisor, his legal advisor, described this agreement not only as dirty but unconscionable.
Thank you.
Go and look at the English word for unconscionable.
Somebody
in the executive advice which came before Parliament. We have it. We don't even want to get it in Parliament.
Me well. The person who sent the message.
That was the way.
Giving me your daughter.
At that time.
You are now offering your daughter to my son.
So Kwame,
me and my
so Kwame, Attorney General himself did in this disparaging language.
Let me say something for you to laugh. A Boston Aquas says foolish presenter. And I ask you guys on Monday. You know, no, he says he's using a descriptive word, foolish presenter. Well, I'm not a foolish presenter. I'm only doing my job. I'll see you guys on Monday. Descriptive word. I'll see you guys on Monday.